Hello everybody, Karim here, ready to solve another challenge with you. Today we'll be solving a challenge from Vulnhub, which is called Empire Lupin 1. This is a box that is rated easy by the author, and the box teaches us on how to perform reconnaissance on the aspect of fuzzing and how to perform password cracking using John. Without wasting time, let's jump in. As usual, we start with trying to get our target IP address using netdiscover, and that can be done through typing netdiscover on your terminal. Netdiscover -r, and then you put your Kali Linux IP address 192.168.192.14/24, which is going to scan the whole network, which is going to result in getting our target IP address. As you can see, our target IP address is .13. Then the next step will be to try and perform an nmap scan so that we can get our open services, our open ports, and then we can proceed further with trying to enumerate and gather as much information about our target as possible. So we're going to type in our terminal nmap -sv for enumerate all versions, -sc for default script, -p- for scan all ports. We're going to enter our target IP address, which is 192.168.192.13, and then we're going to output the result on nmap.txt. So I have already taken time to run this, and here is the result. So we can see that port 22 and port 80 are open. So we can't go after port 22 simply because we don't have the login credentials. So the logical thing will be to go for port 80 and enumerate and see what further information we're going to get about the target. So looking closely at the nmap result, we can see that port 80 has a robot.txt file which has been returned by nmap, which also has a directory path called my files. So let's open the web browser and type in the target IP address, and let's see what it entails. /13, which is the target IP address. Pressing enter, we can see clearly that this is a static web page simply because there is no navigation bar as the normal web applications will have. So this indicates, or this tells me that this is a static web application. So we're going to view the web page source, and clearly we can see that down here, let me just increase the font, that the author of this box has left some comments for us behind, and it states it's an easy box, don't give up. So there's nothing important for us here. So the next step will be to check the robots.txt, which definitely is what nmap had reported, and we can see there's that directory path which is called my files, which was shown by nmap. So let's just navigate to that and see what it entails. Heading into that directory called my files, we can see there is an error 404 header. So the next step will be to view the page source. Let me view the page source again. Yes. And clearly we can see that there is another comment which the author had left for us, which states you can do it, but keep trying. So this is another rabbit hole for us. So the next step will be to do content discovery or asset discovery, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to use a tool called FUFF, or other people call it FUF. So whatever you want to call it, that's fine with me. So we're going to get into a terminal and we're going to type in FUF -u and paste in the URL, and we're going to delete that and type in fuzz, and then we're going to type in -w and enter the word list that we want to use. So for me it's going to be on my desktop, and then after that we have to save the output if you want to. Then you're going to type in the -o, and then let's just call it ffuf.txt and press enter. and immediately you can see that there is a file called secret. So let's see what this file entails from the browser. So pressing enter, there is let's just assume that this is a secret message that was left by the author for us to read. So the message says, "Hello friend, I'm happy that you found my secret directory. I created like this to share with you my create SSH key file." So that's already our first hint, which indicates that there is an SSH key file that the author had decided to leave for us. And then it says it's hidden. So basically on this directory on the let me say base web application, there is a file that is hidden. I'm going to explain it further while we continue with solving this challenge. And then the author continues saying that so that the hackers don't find it and crack my passphrase. So we'll have to do some sort of cracking along the way, and then we're going to use something called fast track. So spoiler alert, that's a word list that can be found on Kali, that it's called fast track. I'm smart, I know that. Any problem, let me know. Your best friend, I64. So we already also found a username, which is I64 for us. So with this, what we're gonna do is we need to find the hidden file which we have been given a hint for by our good friend I64. So we all know that if you want to hide a document or a file in Linux machines, you're gonna use the period sign. So that's what we're gonna do, and then since we already know the file which is here, which is secret, and the file is hidden inside the directory of secret, then we're gonna fuzz from there, and then we're gonna make a little bit of adjustments. Let's just make the adjustments here. -c minus IC. Okay, these are all caps, which is wrong, so it's -c minus IC. And then we have the U for URL. Let's try to change the word list. This time we're going to use let me just delete this. So we're going to use directory list 2.3. let's make it medium.txt, and then we're gonna -fc 4.3 only. We want everything with the extension .txt and .html. so that's it. And then if you want to output this file too, then you're gonna do ffuf 2, so depending how you want to do it. And then let's press enter and see if we're gonna get our hidden file name, which our good friend I64 had indicated that it contains his private SSH key. So let's just give it some time for it to finish running, and then we're going to proceed from there. Well, as you can see here, that we've already gotten another file, which is mysecret.txt. So let's just stop this here and obtain this file, and let's just copy it and paste it and see what it has in the browser. So it's I'm sorry, it's mysecret.txt. Yeah, after getting access into mysecret.txt file, we can clearly see that this is some sort of cipher that needs to be deciphered. So let's go to one website which I usually use, and I've already bookmarked, in order to decrypt this ciphertext and see what type of cipher is it, and then we can let me say decrypt the code, the cipher rather. So it's a base 58. You can see the confidence rating here. So next we're gonna do online what was it again? Base 58, online base 58 decoder. Decoder. You're gonna press enter and let it load on Google. So just let's give it some time. There you go, and then we're gonna click on the first link. There you go, and then let's paste the cipher, and then let's click on decode. So we can see here that this is a private key, the one that was previously mentioned by our friend I64 here, SSH private key, right? So the next thing will be to copy the key on clipboard, and then we go to our terminal, and then let's clear this. Let me just increase the font a little bit for you guys. Let's just do okay, let me just let me create a new file. Let's call it a video, and then let me clear that so that everything can be well arranged and you guys can follow everything that I managed to do to solve this challenge. So we're gonna do nano, let's call it key, press enter, let's paste the contents of the private key, and then let's save this, and then let's clear. So the next thing will be to try and get the passphrase, as you can see here on the message that I64 had left, that were my passphrase. I'll have to crack it. And then he also gave us another hint, which is fast track. So we're going to do all this systematically. So the first thing that we're going to do is to try and get the hash of this file, which contains the SSH private key, and then once we get the hash, we're going to use John to crack the hash, and then we're going to get the word list, the passphrase that I64 is mentioning, and then we're gonna log into SSH. So what you're gonna do here is there's a tool called SSH to John. So let's locate that. So that, and then this is the tool, SSH to John. So let me clear that. We're gonna paste that, and then call use key, key which contains the SSH, and then we're going to save it onto, let's call it let's just call it hash for the sake of this. Let's call it hash, and we're gonna press enter, and then that has already another file has already been created, which is hash. So the next thing is we're gonna use we're gonna use John the Ripper in order to get the, let me say, the hash, sorry, not the hash, the passphrase of the password to log in into SSH. First of all, we need to locate where the word list fast track is, so that can be found on let's just, okay, let me just split the terminal so that I don't lose my working directory. So that's going to be found in user share word list, and then once you do ls, you can clearly see fasttrack.txt is right over there. So what we're going to do is type on your terminal, let me just terminate this, type on your terminal John and then word list, and then we're going to say is equals to user share word list fasttrack.txt, and then we're going to be let me just confirm this for a second, ls, yes, we're going to be cracking the hashes, oh, let me say hash of this file. Let me just press enter. So it's saying loaded 1 password hash, no password hashes left to crack. The reason of this, it's because I had previously loaded this file which contains the hashes into John, so there's nothing new that has been loaded until I delete it from John is when it's going to crack. But let me just do that, and then let me cut john.txt. You're gonna see an output like this one where the password will be okay, so it's p@55w0rd exclamation mark. So that's what we're going to use in order to gain access into the SSH. So the next step, this is where I really struggled, I must say, simply because I had forgotten to change the permission of the key which I had obtained here. So before trying to log into the SSH file, the first thing that you're supposed to do is to change the permissions by doing change mode 700 and then key to give permission to that file. And then after that, the next thing will be to log in SSH using the user which we had obtained from the browser, which is i64. You paste that, and then you do at the target IP address, which is 192.168.192.13, and then you do the -i in order to read the file, which is for us key, and then we're gonna press enter, type in yes. It's gonna ask for the passphrase, which is PA55W0RD exclamation mark, and then you press enter, and then you get access to ICE 64. Then you do ls, you get your first flag, which is user.txt, as you can see here, and that marks the end of our video. So the next thing that you guys can do is to privilege escalate in order to get the root password, but for me in this video we're going to end here. So thank you very much for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Cheers, mates.